Hey guys, so we are moving on to lesson 12.3, which is distributions of data. So I'm going to go through a couple of vocab words, a couple of new terms, things that you're going to be seeing in this lesson. So first vocab word is distribution, which is a display of data that shows the observed or theoretical frequency of each possible data value. The next vocab word is a histogram. This is just a way to display data. It is a graphical display that uses bars to display numerical data that have been organized into equal intervals. So down here is an example of a histogram. Last vocab word is box and whisker plot. It is a diagram that divides a set of data into 4 parts using the median and the quartiles. So we are going to dive into box and whisker plots a little bit more, but just to go through it briefly, lowest down here is the minimum, and then we have the lower quartile, then we have the median, that's my middle number, then we have the upper quartile, and then the maximum, which is my highest value. So now moving into the distribution. So if I'm looking at graphs like this, if you're looking at a histogram, you can either have a symmetric distribution or it can be skewed. So just to take a look, so notice in the first picture, notice how the majority of the data is on the right. So it's kind of going up, inclining like this, and then back down. We call this negatively skewed distribution. So the majority of the data is to the right. This next one, symmetric distribution. That's when the data is pretty evenly distributed. There's a high point in the middle, and then it goes up, reaches a high, and goes down low. And it's pretty symmetric, pretty even on both sides. And then the last would be positively skewed, and this is when the majority of the data is on the left. So notice here, most of the data up high is on the left, and then it goes down low towards the right. So this is what it looks like from a histogram, whether it's negatively skewed, symmetric, or positively skewed. And then if we look at it from a box and whisker plot, negatively skewed, so notice my box is more towards the right. Same thing with those histograms, it's more towards the right. So from a box and whisker plots, negatively skewed, more towards the right. Symmetric, again, is pretty, right in the middle, kind of the same thing happening on both sides. And then positively skewed is when it is more towards the left-hand side. Your box is more to the left. And that, again, is the same as the image here with the histogram. So just to go through a couple of examples, this first one right here, it would be symmetric. It goes up, reaches a high point, and goes down. This is pretty symmetric on both sides. Obviously, it's not perfect, but this is the type of example that you would see. It's pretty symmetric here. This one in the middle is positively skewed. Your data is more towards the right, more towards the left. So this is when it is positively skewed. And then the last example here is negatively skewed. Your data is more towards the right. So you should be able to look at these diagrams and decide, is it symmetric, positively skewed, or negatively skewed? And you will be doing that in your practice today.